quick. Today we got an exciting video. Both Shay and I are super excited about this video because
it's beam time, baby.
It's beam time? It's beam time, baby.
It's beam time, baby.
If you're new here, my name is Merina. We do mobile home living in the hills of East Tennessee. We just bought this FIXER upper double wide and we are on our way to make this mobile home our...
Who am I?
This is awesomely created.
I have a name, bro.
If you think you can do the intro better than me, you do the intro.
My name's Shane, aka Awesomely Created. Today we're here for beam time. You may know my wife here, Fearfully Created. That's my son there. We're gonna probably cut him out. And we know that, you know, she does a pretty good job, you know, introducing the videos and stuff.
A pretty good job. I've been literally saying hi to them like 2 to 3 times a week for the last 3 years.
She learned from the best. And
you had no idea how to even work YouTube when I started.
We're on our way to make this mobile home our mobile mansion. We done did it one time, now we're gonna do it our second time. This is our 2.0. This is our forever right here. And let me tell you what, we did a fantastic job in that first one. We're gonna do an even better job here. We've got beams going up in here. Now I'll let you guys know, I'm usually not the happiest about beams because studs over ceiling can be a little finicky, but when we worked on the beams over here over the doorway, we've got great studs. I'm confident, so today should be pretty good. Knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood!
This hasn't been dusted in probably 30 years, so we can literally see the beams from the floor. It's probably gonna make it a lot easier. Also, we're about to light it up in here too, because this little jingly
This little light of mine just ain't getting it shining.
No, this little light of mine just ain't shining.
I'm gonna hide that under a bushel.
There are 4 light bulbs in this daggone thing and not one of them light up the way they need to.
Look at our noseless hummingbird.
We haven't changed that since moving here.
Yeah. Thumbnail.
I'm not making that the thumbnail.
We're gonna do our very best to have the exact measurement of beam on one side as it is the other, but I'm not sure if from here the beams behind the ceiling are gonna be the exact same length. So we're gonna have to kind of try to ballpark it a little bit. Essentially,
these beams are just gonna be shadow boxes, but on the top of the ceiling.
Walking over to the wall. Are you marching? We're following the leader, the leader, the leader. Okay, so you're looking at...
It's not drawn completely.
You're looking at about 134 and a half. There you go again. So it's about 136 and a half. So it's not a big
It's not much. Okay, so let's go. What's half of 134? Mess. It's hard. We found a stud first go around because the dust is promising.
Just so I don't lose my place, I'm gonna put the broom right under where see the broom. I ain't got time for you.
It looks like there's one
Right there. And that's exactly what we're looking at. So, yeah.
You know what? I really wanted to scrape these popcorn ceilings, but somebody.
Because the last time we sanded in here, it looked like Narnia in here.
We're first going to go through the pile of our wood and we're going to pick out pretty pieces and ugly pieces. The ugly pieces will go on the inside, like as anchors here inside the beams. The pretty pieces will be used as the beams themselves.
You got it?
Got it!
Okay, if you could just hold it with the air, that'd be great. Right up the gate.
If not, you're just going to be doing random holes in the ceiling.
Well, those random holes will be covered. Stud found. And then it knocks me out.
These flat pieces right here are our anchors. So Shane's measuring out how much we need because we had to splice 2 pieces together. This is going to be what the beam is attached to. This piece is what's attached to the stud on the other side of the ceiling.
What was my measurement? What was my measurement? 56? 7 and a half. 57 and a half. 57 and a half.
Shane has to sing to himself to remember the measurements. He's always singing random numbers. We're getting the measurement for the piece, the extra piece that we need up on the ceiling to splice against the first piece. Coming in with my part of the deal.
I'm bringing wood beams back. Yeah.
Look at that smooth angle. Shane had to cut. He had to do an angle cut at the end so it would go flush against the wall. And that was a great angle cut. First time too. Usually we have to play around with the angle cuts.
Usually?
All of the time we have to play around with the angle cuts.
Listen here.
Because Shane will just Shane just drills random holes and shaves.
Right out the gate.
If not, you're just going to be doing random holes in the ceiling.
Well, those random holes will be covered.
Random measurements off of everything, and it drives me nuts. Like, he will drill a hole in the wall without even knowing if there's a stud back there or anything.
That's not true.
He drills the hole to look for the stud. That is what you do.
I don't do that no more.
Seriously, he used to just drill.
I did not.
Yes, you did. He used to drill holes in the wall looking for the stud.
No.
And you had a whole stud finder and everything.
You're getting it wrong.
Oh, I think the stud's here. No.
Don't tell me.
Right here. Dang it. Like you were going to get any other outcome.
I'm going to go 1.5 inches. And then from that 1.5 inch mark to the exact corner is where our line is going to be. Like that.
Nice. We built the beams the exact way that we did the shadow box method for our mantle on the fireplace. You just build 3 different sides, and then those sides are going to attach to our anchor here, which is attached to the studs. So it gives it a lot of stability. In fact, the only difference between this beam and our mantle is the fact that this beam has edges that are slanted to meet the wall, so they've had angles cut, and obviously the mantle didn't. That's the only difference. The beams had to be angled in order to be flush up against the wall to give us that arched look that beams have.
Fatal attraction, lovers in action, yeah. One of us is gonna get hurt.
Thankfully, neither of us got hurt. We're finally taking this old ceiling fan down. This thing was a hazard. It was broken and everything.
I'm no one to trust, ask anyone and you will see it. I live for the thrill.
The lights are in, and Shane's taking a much needed break.
Drill. This is fatal attraction. These are times of crowds of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. Took a shot for the magic, but we're crashing into tragic.
This is the face of somebody who just realized I shot half my video in slow motion. I'm gonna use a sander. It's impossible. It's not real life that I have 100,000 friends on here and I make videos for a living. It cannot be. Literally filmed the whole friggin' video in slow motion. So either I've got to figure out a way to speed it up, and I gotta be an editing master, or it's probably taking y'all 600 hours to get to this point. So usually I use my orbital sander, which is my round sander that sands around, but oftentimes whenever I'm doing it on a project that I'm going to be staining, it'll put like circular indents in some of the pieces of the wood, and some of the grain will go deeper than some of the other grains, so it leaves it splotchy after the stain. Even if you put wood conditioner on it, it usually leaves it a little bit splotchy. So instead, I'm just going to go through with this little nifty sander here. It's got like a piece of sandpaper on it. I'm going to, I could file my nails with that. I could file my feet with that. I'm just going to go through in areas where you see here how I put the wood filler, and I'm going to sand it down to where the wood filler is just in the hole and not anywhere around it. The only bad part about this one is if you get too crazy with it like I do, this thing moves on you, so you're going to be like, and then it's going to flip and move on you, and you're going to be like, oh! Especially if you just shot your whole entire video in slow motion. I usually grab the edges like this and then do it like this. My thumb right here, my finger right here, and then do it like that. I go through here and painstakingly sand down everywhere I put wood filler, which is every crack, every crevice, every screw hole, and the seam where the two beams meet one another, because there's no way we were getting 14-foot pieces of wood in here. So we had to split that and then kind of splice another piece of wood with it in order to make it long enough. So I have wood filler in the gaps over there so that it kind of looks seamless and it doesn't look like we just butted two pieces of wood together, like two beams together, even though we just did. But we don't want it to look that way. We want it to look like one huge authentic farmhouse beam. So the places where I've had to splice the wood together, screw holes, little nooks and crannies I filled in with wood filler, things like that, I'm gonna sand it down. And then once we sand it down, I can go in with my stain, which I believe I've been using. I always get this messed up. I thought I said special walnut. I think it is special walnut, but I always accidentally say weathered oak. Special walnut, I'm gonna go in with my stain, which is gonna be fun because gravity is going to, I'm already messy when I'm on the floor with stain. I don't wanna think about what I'm gonna be like when I'm in the sky with stain, but I want to go in and stain it with the special walnut, and then on top of it, I'm gonna do my white glaze I've been doing to the rest of the wood. Every single piece of wood I have in my house is done the exact same. So if you ever watch a video where I'm just doing something, I'm just standing it, and you're like, what is she doing? Like, what is that she's putting on there? I usually tell you guys, but if I don't, for some reason, if I forget, some scatterbrain, I got skills in my head. If I don't tell you guys, then you can go back to any other video I've done in this double wide, in the house in the double wide, and any way I've done the wood, the mantle, the shelving, the countertop, any of it is going to be, the beams over here, any of it's going to be the exact same way. I'm doing it all the same way because I like my wood in my house to look uniform. Shane sucks at sanding, so he's going to... I've been up on the ladder, I don't know how many times today. Up, down, up, down. I'm still so upset that I filmed this video. Y'all are just like rolling down. I'm so upset that I filmed this video in slow motion. Shane's gonna be my cleanup crew. Did I tell you that yet? You're gonna be my cleanup crew.
I'm gonna be the cleanup
You're gonna be my cleanup crew?
I feel like I've already been the cleanup.
Let's get this done because this is gonna take a hot minute. Not for y'all. Y'all, I'm sure I'll speed it up for y'all, but for me, it's gonna take a hot minute. It almost looks the same color as the mantle. The mantle just has a more brown tone to it. It doesn't look as raw. It's got color to it, and the stain has kind of like emphasized the grain on it. So it's not gonna be much of a difference. It's not gonna be like, whoa, but it is gonna look more polished and finished off with the stain and the gel stain combo. It's basically in the same color family right now. That one just looks a little bit more finished. It doesn't look like I just slapped up a piece of wood from Lowe's up there. This one, you can tell I just slapped up a piece of wood from Lowe's up there.
So beautiful.
This is so beautiful in
It
here.
reminds me of our older dress.
It does?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah. I love the beans.
You like the beans? You like the beans?
Especially when it gets stained. I'll never get away from the sound of a woman that loves you. You'll never get away from the sound of a woman that loves you.
You'll never get away from the sound of a woman that loves you. Quite literally, he never gets away from the sound of a woman that loves him.
Yeah, I can hear that all the way back there. That tells me I can drive 2 times over and I'm still gonna hear it.
Oh, gravity is not my friend. Gravity is not my friend.
Thumbnail.
What are you doing?
Thumbnail.
Thumbnail.
Yeah. Look over your shoulder.
You'll never get away from the sound of a woman that loves you. If I could have, I would have definitely stained these before we hung them up. But because we had to butt 2 of the shadow boxes together in order to make a big beam, I had to do a lot of wood filling. And I had to wood fill the gap between the two to kind of make it more seamless. So I literally could not stain them while they were down on the floor. I had to wait till they were hung, and I got the wood filler in between the seam. Every now and then you might notice some ripples in my camera, and that's because the shutter is not used to the LED lights. So my shutter on my camera is used to the dull warm white colored lights or the bright blue hue lights. They're not used to LED. So I found out, remember in a few videos ago I was talking to you guys about why in the world my camera was showing my fireplace insert weird? It was looking all glitchy and stuff. It's because the frame rate and the shutter rate. I did not know that. So whenever I noticed it doing it on camera here, I was like, it's the LED lights. I didn't know how to change my shutter and my frame rate to match the LED lights. It's really neat when you get to the science of it all. I don't know a whole lot, but I know what I've read. So I've got to switch over my shutter rate in order to fit these LED lights on my camera, because it shoots in 4K and it just shoots too fast for its own good.
Whoa, I don't know what else to say, so make sure you stay away. Baby, this is war, but no one's winning. Whoa, I'm dead serious, it's you or me, you best believe it. This is not a drill. This is fatal attraction. These are times of crowds of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. Took a shot for the magic, but we're crashing into tragic. One of us gonna get hurt. So if you want your head and heart unbroken, you better leave now, 'cause this is fatal attraction. These are times of crimes of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. You know what you gotta do. If you got any sanity, this is fatal attraction. These are times of crimes of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. Took a shot for the magic, but we're crashing into tragic. One of us gonna get hurt. So if you want your head and heart unbroken, you better leave now, 'cause this is fatal attraction. These are times of crimes of passion. One of us gonna get hurt.
Shane got the high spots for me because even on the ladder, like, I just couldn't maneuver myself. I'm not tall enough. I'm 5'1", 5'2" on a good day, and Shane is 6'1", 6'2" on a good day. So naturally, he just gets to the taller part easier. We're doing the paint and wipe method with the stain. Usually on the back of a stain can, it'll tell you to wait 5 to 15 minutes before you wipe it off. I always wipe it off right then though, just because I like doing lighter coats of stain. If you do one thick coat of stain, it's going to take longer for it to like soak into the wood. So it takes about 15 minutes for it to soak in, and then you wipe it off, and then you usually have to go back and do a few more coats anyway. So I like to do one single light coat of stain when I'm doing a color like this, but when I'm working with a color like Jacobian, I do light coats, like 3 on top of each other if I need to. I just like working in light coats because then I can get it to the color, closer to the color that I want, versus if I just go really heavy in with that first coat, sometimes it ends up darker than I want it to. So I always go with light coats, and I always wipe it off right after I put it on there. Now, I don't have a whole lot of experience with wood conditioners, but I do know that wood conditioners are not always necessary. Honestly, I went 2.5 years worth of DIYs without using wood conditioners just because I had no idea what it was. I never read the back of a can on anything, like anything. I still don't, but I learned a lot through experience, and I learned that when you're working with rough woods and stuff, dense wood, it's definitely good to use a wood conditioner, which is basically a pre-stain before you stain the wood. But if you're working with more soft woods and they're smoother woods and stuff, it's not always necessary. For example, I'm not using a wood stain here because I was wanting that very rustic barn farmhousey beam, and in order to get that, I really needed the wood to be sort of different tones. wood stain can soak into wood in different areas as different tones. So the wood conditioner basically evens out the tone throughout that piece of wood. If you're doing rustic and stuff, it's not necessary because you kind of want it to look a little beat up kind of, right? So with these I didn't use wood conditioner, but it sometimes is necessary, especially if you're wanting a uniformed, very solid, smooth look from your stain. You can see there that the whitewash, this white gel stain stuff right here, it just lessens the harshness. So it lessens the effect, but it still gives me the color that I need to match my floors, which is what I was looking for. It took me a hot minute to come up with this combo that gave me the exact color I wanted. I was trying all sorts of different colors. Nothing was turning out like I liked it, and I just randomly picked this up at Lowe's one day and I was like, can't hurt. It can't hurt. What I was looking for is just something to dull down, kind of whitewash without whitewashing the stain. It does just that. Perfect. I can hardly ever find this stuff though, so whenever I do find it at Lowe's, I stock up on it every time.
Read my eyes, do I want to stay? If you thought you weren't made that way, it's the choices we make. We give and take, and I know you will keep trying. Said I think I know what you mean. Pretty good for a dumb machine, and you gave me that smile. We stood there for a while. That was when you woke me up.
See how that is matching perfectly now? And then look, here's the difference. See that? And then this one's much harsher. Let me show you an overview picture. That's the difference. Very subtle, but it's not so subtle at the same time. Because this right here gives it a gray tone, which matches the grayish tone in the floor. My floor is very warm, but there are gray tones throughout. Like in, let's see, this piece, yeah, this piece right here is particularly gray. My wood tone that I picked out, the wood stain combo, it's if this one and this one had a baby. So somehow the stain choices alone kind of brings together the gray tones and the brown tones in my flooring. Stain matters. Your stain choice matters. Your paint choice matters. The fact that I went with that greenish taupey color under these lights, like I remember when I told you guys I had bad lighting. This is like the kind of lighting we had at the old single wide when we left. This is the kind of lighting I needed because you can see everything the true color that it is. These floors are the true color that they are. They do have a slight warm tone, but it's not overly orange like it used to look underneath the warm lights. These are soft white, but they're not warm white. I didn't want hospital lights, but I didn't want warm lights either, so I went with soft white. The green underneath these lights, it really looks like a green taupey color. It's not so blue. That green is combating the warmth, so it's not overly warm, but it's not overly cool either. It gives it a happy medium. So your paint choices and your stain choices really do matter. Having the base of the white here, I still gotta do a few more coats of the white. I'm gonna do that with you guys this weekend. I'm gonna do a weekend vlog and do just like a crap ton of stuff I need to get done in that weekend vlog. Make it like a get it all everything done kind of thing, because you guys seem to really like those kinds of videos. And I have a lot I need to do this weekend to prepare for the next phase of this room makeover. Do you guys see why I couldn't fit all of this one into one video? There's no way. We used to do smaller projects in the single wide, so it was easy to get everything in one video. This house is huge and we are essentially transforming every inch of it. There's no way I could have got the floors, the paint, the fireplace, the built-in, and the beams and the lights all in one video without it being a week long. But this weekend I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do some more coats of paint because we've only done the one or two coats in here. I can't remember. I can never remember if we've done one or two coats. But we had this line here. Where'd you go? I switched up their bodies. I switched up their bodies so they look like this now. See the line here where we filled it. You can see the line there where we filled in the seams. I'm not looking forward to doing that throughout the rest of the house, but it's necessary. Hopefully a couple more coats of paint will conceal that. Another thing outside of the paint and stain choices that make a huge difference, caulk. The little things, it's really the little things. You can tell here, this side right here is seamless. Gaps are filled in. It looks finished. It looks good. It looks like we worked really hard on it. Versus this up here where it's gappy. It's got at least 1/4 of an inch, a gap up there. Doesn't look finished. Doesn't look polished. The caulk really, really does it. And I hate to admit that because ain't nobody hate caulking more than me. That's why I have the caulking master behind me here. Nobody, can't be just repeating you. Nobody hates caulking more than me, but it is necessary, and I've learned that throughout this little DIY journey on YouTube here. The next phase of this, aside from painting a few more coats on the walls, and I'm gonna do some more coats of poly too, just to make sure everything, because this brick is sealed, but I wanna make sure it is sealed. That way when you lean up against it, there's no way possible that you can get any white dust on you from the joint compound, and it's easily washable, because I have to wash everything in this house in order to keep it clean. I should wash everything in this house in order to keep it clean. I don't always get to it, but I should. Aside from that, this weekend where I'm gonna be doing the finishing touches on the paint and the poly, we've got 2 more parts to this room makeover, this entire transformation, and neither of them are huge, but they both play huge parts in the tying together of this room. One of these in particular, Shane is dreading. So if you guys can guess what Shane's dreading.
What is Shane
Who's
dreading?
been here long enough to know what Shane hates doing in the house?
What did Shane make in the single wide that Shane absolutely detested? That is not shutters.
You made the shutters,
is
yeah.
probably worse than worse.
You did a really good job, though.
I was proud of those shutters, but they were not fun to build, and I don't plan to ever build them again.
But that's going to be the part that Shane is dreading is the next part in this room. But then we're getting to my favorite part, which is the fun part.
What's that?
The decorating.
Oh.
Getting everything together.
You say fun part, and when you say fun part, it usually involves me getting dirty, nails in my hands, you know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be building like a wood stove or something. I mean,
Shane and I are about to race. We're gonna set the ladder underneath the beam, and then on one side I'm gonna stand, and on the other he's gonna caulk, and we're gonna see who gets done first. You guys are rebels. All right, get set. Can't really hold both of us.
yes.
Or are we gonna come wrecking like a ball?
We're good.
I came in like a go. Wrecking ball. No, I can't reach it. Oh, I know why it is. Shane.
He's already done. He's done.
No. Oh. Who will win? Nobody knows. Da 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 da.
Do with one hand.
Who will win? Who will win?
Rags on the floor.
Oh no!
No. My rags on the floor, Shane. Get it.
I can't.
Grandpa, get the rag.
She's like, I will, but I'm gonna eat it. This is probably not the smartest
Go
thing.
around here. Thank you, Cole.
What's up?
I'm done.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't have to get down on discard thing.
I won. What?
We're not done.
I won
It's not
first
done until
round.
it's done.
Now you're gonna be too close to it.
Daddy who loves me.
Shane.
Who will win? Who will win?
What are you doing?
Oh!
No.
No, that's cheating.
That's cheating.
Is it though?
Yes, it is.
So like, if you play basketball game, you
Mama,
still gonna
he's
say
doing it all.
he's cheating?
He just did it all.
Is that what you're gonna tell us, Shaq?
My battery died, but Shane won.
You are the only one.
projects we have ever done, ever. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope you'll have a blessed morning. If not, whatever it is, wherever you're at, know that I love you. But Jesus loves you so much more. I'll see y'all later.